Federal regulators are proposing a national limit for the amount of some PFAS compounds in drinking water.
News 8's Kyle Mitchell in studio with more on the significance of that announcement.
Brian and Sue, a West Michigan drinking water expert says this is a major step. He's calling for expanding the regulations even more as communities like Rockford continue to deal with contamination. Proposed regulations from the Environmental Protection Agency would mean a new standard for some types of PFAS compounds in drinking water.
This is a real victory for a lot of us that have been asking for this. It really shows that the EPA is letting science guide their decisions when it comes to protecting human health. And while it's not everything, starting with these two and looking at regulating the other four is a really good start, and it really gives me hope.
Sandy Winstelt, who lives near a contaminated site just outside of Rockford, lost her husband to liver cancer 7 years ago.
I don't think people realize how hard it is to have your water contaminated and then know that that is never going to leave your body, and you're always going to wonder, every ache and pain, everything that comes up, you're going to wonder if it's related to that.
The agency is proposing a 4 parts per trillion limit for 2 types of PFAS and greater regulation of 4 others, a limit that pales in comparison to the amount found at Winstelt's home, which were nearly 38,000 parts per trillion.
It's a step in the right direction.
Richard Radisky, a researcher with the Annis Water Resources Institute at GVSU, says the standard is a much lower level than maximum contaminant levels allowed by the state.
They're starting with the 2 most common ones, the PFOS and PFOA. So those are the ones that have the very significant usage. They're widely distributed.
The limit being proposed is considered a very tough standard.
Most labs can achieve 4 parts per trillion, and you can't have more than that in the sample. So it's essentially a 0, but it's not a 0. It's what you can accurately detect.
The West Michigan Environmental Action Council welcomes the news, but says more need to be included, and PFAS should be regulated as an entire group of compounds.
But there are thousands of them, and we really need to stop with it's proprietary. We really need to know what's in all of these.
The deputy director says additional funding will be needed to help water systems filter out PFAS and comply with new standards.
The smaller municipalities, the larger municipalities, this is going to be really expensive. The health costs are going to be immense.
For people who unknowingly drink contaminated water, they hope the announcement means the chemicals will be taken seriously.
What I'm hoping this proposal does is makes future generations' water cleaner and healthier for them so that no one else has to go through this.
The public comment period will now begin before any new regulations are finalized. Sue.